Hi everyone. So S10 and S20 both camera updates are here now. So I'll be comparing the video and the photos quality as well. For photos, I will turn the scene optimizer off and please let me know your thoughts. Galaxy S20 and Galaxy S10 both received an update today. So they both have camera improvement. In fact, Galaxy S10 got One UI 2.1, so it got a lot of features from S20 as well, like single take, pro video, some filters, and an improved night mode as well. And also, I can record 4K 60 frames per second from front camera. So this is the video quality. So I'm recording from the back of the camera and you can see S20 is quite sharper. I'm recording in 4K 60 frame per second and S20 provides video stabilization in 4K 60 frames. But S10 doesn't provide any of that. So there's no upgrade in the video front, at least on the rear camera. Let's start with the photo comparison. So the scene optimizer is off, but you can see in the wide angle camera S20 is still producing a saturated image, but if I compare it with S10, it's quite sharper and it has much more details in the shadow area. So if I just zoom in, so you can see the leaves are much sharper and you can see in the shadow area much better than S10. So wide angle has been improved quite well. So if I go on the main sensor, I think both of them perform good. I don't think there's a lot of difference. S20 is bit contrasty as compared to S10 and S10 is more saturated, so I think it's just personal preference. I like both of them, but when I zoom in I can see more details in S20. It's a little bit sharper and the noise is very less as compared to S10. In this telephoto picture, as you can see, S20 is 3x hybrid optical and S10 is 2x optical zoom. S10 looks a little bit sharper in here as compared to S20, and but it's more saturated. But if I zoom in on the same level, you can see S20 is tad bit sharper. On the road you can see small things, but yeah, the difference is not very huge. But yeah, S20 has retaining more details in the darker area as compared to S10, and S10 is more saturated. So in this next wide angle shot, the trend continues. S10 is crushing the shadows and S20 is much better. So yeah, in wide angle, S20 has improved a lot. But in this next shot of the main sensor, the difference is quite minimal. Yeah, S20 looks a little bit brighter as compared to S10, but I don't think there's a huge difference. And in the telephoto lens, I somehow still prefer S10 image. It looks better and I'm okay with the 2x optical zoom. Because 3x hybrid optical does not look as crisp as compared to S10. So now in the house, in the semi-dark condition, as you can see, my cat face looks better on S10, but yeah, S20 is a little bit brighter. But if I just zoom in, as you can see, S10 is retaining details on the cat face, but there's a lot of noise near around, and S20 is trying to reduce the noise, but the picture looks a little faded, I guess. And that is the case with this optical zoom as well. So the 3x is still pixelated as compared to S10 2x. So if I just zoom in, as you can see, I still like the S10 2x zoom, and even if I compare them side by side, I still prefer S10 zoom. So with this first picture, I thought that S20 has been improved in the night shot, but when I just try to took it in the lot or more darker area, there is still the same shadow thing. So I don't think that thing is improved. But I tried a lot of things and I figured out that how S20 works better in night mode. So let me just show you. So here is the shot without night mode, and you can see they both provide a quite similar image. So the lights are turned on, so it was not really dark. But if I just turn the night mode on S20, you can see in this image it's trying to make it more sharper, but just creating some shadow effect, and that does not look really great. And if I zoom in, you can see it's trying to produce a sharper image, but it has a lot more noise and it's quite darker. But if you try to take a picture in darker scenario when there is no light, like if you can see there's no such light, it's just coming from outside, but it's quite darker and quite same on both of the phone. When you use night mode here, so you can see it looks much better. There's no such shadow effect and it's quite sharp. So if I just zoom in, and you can see the text is a bit better than S10 and the noise is very less as compared to an S10. In this next shot, the room was darker. There was no light. So when I turn on the night mode, as you can see, the picture is looking better on both of the phone. I don't think there's a lot of difference. And if I just zoom in, I think both of them are doing okay job. So I can't really decide the winner. Yeah, S10 has a little bit more noise, but S20 is not doing great either. But I think S20 really shines in the very dark area. So this time it's in the night and you can see the room is quite darker, but in this night shot it was pitch dark. I couldn't see anything, and so you can see the difference between S10 and S20. Here I think S20 is doing a much better job than S10. S10 is just nothing in front of S20. Also in this shot of map, I think you can see the same shadow effect on the side, but the picture looks much better as compared to S10. So yeah, S20 has that shadow effect in certain kind of scenarios, but yeah, it's quite sharper, and if it takes pictures, sometimes it takes really great pictures. In the semi-dark conditions, if sometime you can use the night mode and it works great. Not on the S10 as compared to S20. So if you just see in this night mode, S20 is quite sharper and quite brighter, and but S10 is just brightening up the photo. Yeah, it has some details, but S20 is performing much better as compared to S10 here. But the case is opposite when you use the optical zoom. I think S10 performs much better as compared to S20 in optical zoom. On the front camera, nothing has been changed. S20 looks still better as compared to S10. Yeah, S20 is a little bit on the contrasty side and my skin looks a little red, but it's still much better than S10. So in this next live focus shot, you can see the edge detection is also better on S20. It's not perfect, but yeah, it's still better than S10. And this is the rear live focus shot, and S20 is quite contrasty, but yeah, it looks quite sharper as compared to S10. But I like the S10 image as well. But yeah, edge detection is much better on S20 as compared to S10. And is then it's in the night mode, and I think S20 is doing a far better job as compared to S10. S10 is just the my face looks washed out. So I think in front camera S20 wins, and it's miles ahead as compared to S10. If you enjoyed my video, please like, share and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Till then.